Welcome back, East Texas. Joined with us today is author Ruth Chamblee. Ruth, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks so much for joining us to talk about your book, I Am, I Can, I Will. I think if people only read that, or if the young girls only read that, that would be enough. So I really like the title of this book, and so excited to talk to you about this. And so what inspired you to share the stories of the women through a guided journal like you did here in this book?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the real impetus behind the book was just my co-author and I have worked together for years. We've worked on other books, she, the author, and I, the marketer. And we've been so inspired by the stories of Black women. And we really felt like this was a time when these stories definitely need to be shared with young girls. Young girls are just sort of figuring out who they are and who they want to be. And it would be the perfect opportunity for them to learn about these women. And as Black women and girls of today, we share a bond with our ancestors that passes down through the centuries. It crosses oceans and continents and bloodlines. And we really inherit and pass along the courage and strength and intellect that flows from our foremothers. We want every little Black girl to know that. And so that's why we pulled together this book and are sharing it now.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I also agree with you on, we pull so much from our ancestors. If I just go back just to my grandmother, I'm biracial, African-American and Caucasian, and so my grandmother is an African-American female, and she taught me so much strength and courage and all of those qualities that you just listed. And so what does each section of the book represent?
Well, each section loosely represents sort of a stage in the girl's journey. We crafted this book to really be a journey of self-discovery. We want the girls to think deeply, be creative, try new things, celebrate, all while reading about these women who have gone through various situations themselves, challenges and opportunities. And by reading that, the girls can think about how they would handle those same situations. So the book begins with I Am, which is all about each girl exploring who they are right now. Who am I? What are my interests, my beliefs, my strengths? What are those things that make me uniquely me?
Yeah.
Then moving on to I Can encourages girls to think about what they can do right now to impact their own lives and even the lives of others. How can they apply their talents, maybe even some of the talents they just realized?
Yep.
How can they apply those talents and learn to overcome challenges? And then the final section, I Will, looks more to the future, not only in terms of setting personal goals, continuing to grow and challenge themselves, but also what kind of person they want to be. And taken all together, that is the journey that we think, will really allow girls to get to know themselves. And, we understand that all of our readers won't experience the book in the same way. This is not intended to be a passive reading experience. We really want the girls to be active and have fun as they write and read and draw in their journal, turn on some music and dance and just really have fun in the company of these wonderful ancestors.
Right. I think that what you just described is beautiful. So it sounds like what you hope for young women to gain is that no matter where they are in their journey, and I like that you keep referring to it as a journey, because you and I know that just as women, as people, life is a journey, and we're always changing, and we always have to grow, and then we might take some steps backwards, and then we got to grow again, right? And so I like if we take the title and we just say, no matter where you are in your journey, I am, right? No matter where you are in your journey, I can. No matter where you are in your journey, I will. And so
Yes.
I appreciate that. So it sounds like that's what you want them to gain. It's just no matter where they are, to know that they can reach back on their lessons and then know that they can move forward. So are there favorite stories of any of the women in the book that you can share with us?
There are, and I'm glad that you worded it that way, because I definitely do not have favorite women. It was a challenging process to narrow down hundreds and hundreds of women to the 35 in the book. But I will share one story that particularly speaks to me. It's about a woman named Haben Girma. You may not have heard of her. She was the first deafblind graduate of Harvard Law School. And she is a beautiful example of refusing to allow perceived obstacles to stand in your way. And I love her quote, which really sums up a lot of what we're trying to do with this book. And that is, quote, "You have the power to influence your future. Keep learning, keep developing new ways to engage with the world, and keep believing that you have talents to share." End quote. So, in other words, believe in yourself. And that is really, a major message to girls now. I mean, Haben certainly believed in herself, and so did all the women that we celebrate in this book.
Right. I was not familiar with her, and I will look forward to reading that story. That is so inspiring, and I like the quote that you just shared too. So if you had advice to share with young girls today, before I let you go, that you wish you would have had for your younger self, what would that advice be?
It would definitely be to dedicate yourselves, starting right now, to learning about the most important person in your life, and that is you.
Yeah. Again, that is co-author Ruth Chamblee, who co-authored the book I Am, I Can, I Will, which is an illustrated guided journal that gives young women the opportunity for self-discovery, to feel empowered, and to take an active role in building their self-confidence. Let's take